What's going on, guys and gals? Your main man Pete here, back in town, back in business, and today I'm really excited to talk to you about my New Year's resolution for 2020 and a goal that I already accomplished yesterday. And I'm thrilled to have done so because I'm ready to move on to the next objective. But first, I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about what happened to me personally, my mentality, my physicalities, my body, when I ran 300 miles in 60 days or 2 months. I started this ritual right around December 15th, and yesterday I just finished. In fact, yesterday I ran 13 miles on the rainiest, windiest day in the Pacific Northwest. It was a brutal jog, and as you can see just by looking at my face, as per compared to previous videos in the past, I'm looking lean. Even my face looks bony and lean. It's crazy how much weight I lost. When I first started this journey, I was about 225 pounds, and that's 225 after a cut. And then I started this 60-day jogging frenzy and lost another 13 pounds. But I made sure to lose pure body fat. One of the most important objectives you must keep in mind if you're a weightlifter and you decide to integrate this routine into your lifestyle. Start jogging every day. You have to make sure you track your calories efficiently and you're not losing strength in the gym. That's the ticket, that's the key. You have to make sure that all your lifts stay the same. I didn't lose strength and I didn't gain strength for the last 60 days. I maintained efficiently, and that was my objective and goal, especially considering that I had to consume 6,000 calories per day. Now, if I wanted to actually gain strength while jogging this much and weightlifting and doing martial arts, I would have probably had to consume 8,000 calories, and there's just no way that was happening. So I was content with managing my lifts and making sure I maintained my strength. So let's talk a little bit about the statistics. Ultimately, my goal was to run 300 miles in 60 days. I wanted to see how my body reacted to that, and I have so much that I want to discuss. But first, let me just show you a few statistics, because I tracked everything. I tracked my heart rate, I tracked how many miles I actually traveled, and I tracked with GPS. I wanted to be as precise as possible. So, a total of 38 runs. As you can see, a total of 71 hours. Now, the reason why I jogged for so many hours was because I did a lot of elevation. I actually looked around my neighborhood, my community, and found areas that had the most incline, the most elevation, the most hills, and that's where I jogged. So I jogged at a slow pace, a very slow pace, especially on those long distance runs where I'd hit that hill multiple times. We're talking 10 to 13 miles, and half of that is elevation. So that's why I ran, or jogged rather, for 71 hours. Total mileage, 304. So I went 4 miles over my ultimate goal. And I burned a total of 45,000 calories just from jogging in the last 60 days. And that was the hardest part, to the extent of literally having to eat 10 to 12 meals per day and staying up later in order to do so. That was truly challenging. Now, I want you guys to keep something in mind, first and foremost. I know what you're thinking. 300 miles in 60 days isn't that much. And for some of you savages out there that live and die by jogging and running, I totally agree with you, but keep this in mind. I lift weights 3 to 4 days per week, 3 days minimum. I perform martial arts 3 to 4 days per week, 3 days minimum, no matter what. And I also hike religiously. So I'm constantly active. And typically, without the jogging, without this goal, I would have to consume anywhere from 3,500 to 4,000 calories per day just to maintain, let alone gain. Typically 4,200 calories in order to actually bulk up and gain weight and mass with my routine previously. Now with this routine, jogging integrated, still doing martial arts, still lifting weights, still hiking, I had to consume 6,000 to 7,000 calories per day. Oh my God. And I can't wait to talk to you about what I would do, how I would eat. Every night after I was done with business, emails, college, clients, orders, I would sit down, watch my favorite show at midnight, eat an entire pack of Swiss cheese, and I would munch on mixed roasted nuts. And I would usually do that almost every single day just to squeeze in extra calories. That was like the icing on the cake for me ultimately. So this video is really exciting for me because I've been wanting to do this for almost 5 years. I've been wanting to integrate this ritual into my lifestyle because I love jogging. But I wanted to get into jogging again to the extent of which I was when I was a senior in high school, when I was in cross country, indoor track, outdoor track, and I would jog, run every single day of the week. There was something about that. It just truly impacted my mentality in such a positive way. Jogging does that. It gets those endorphins going and it just makes you so positive and you get that runner's high. I love it. It's truly incredible. And I'm gonna miss that. But we'll discuss at the end if I'm gonna continue jogging or not, because I plan on talking about that a little bit. I do plan on jogging, not nearly as much, maybe 1 to 2 days per week, one minimum, because that runner's high is fantastic and I need it in my life, especially after experiencing it for almost 60 days straight. It's like a drug. You literally need it. I can't explain it to you. If you go for a jog and you experience it, you get into this insane flow. Oh, it's just mind-boggling. But there are so many different things I want to talk about. Like, seriously, guys, this video might be an hour long, so I want you to sit back, take it easy, and flow with me. So the first thing I want to discuss is how jogging this much could potentially affect bodybuilders. Or how could a bodybuilder get into a ritual like this? Can bodybuilders actually start jogging consistently and continue to gain muscle mass? Absolutely. In fact, not only will you gain muscle mass, but you're going to gain lean muscle mass. You won't have to worry about going on extended cuts throughout the year because you gained a little too much body fat on your last bulk. You're not gonna have to do that because you're gonna be jogging sporadically throughout the whole year. And in doing so, you're gonna keep your body lean, tight the entire year. So the best way you could possibly integrate this much jogging or jogging in general into your lifestyle if you're trying to build muscle and you're a weightlifter is to make sure that you're consuming calories sporadically throughout the day. I would recommend eating at least 6 to 8 meals per day, smaller meals than you would typically consume, to keep your metabolism up and to constantly keep feeding your body the nutrients it requires in order to repair, rebuild, and maintain muscle mass and strength while integrating all this jogging into your lifestyle. Now, if you eat one big meal 3 times a day, believe it or not, that slows down your metabolism. You can't squeeze as many calories in because after you eat one massive meal, you're typically not hungry for 4 or 5 hours. Or at least I'm not. Especially when I overeat and I eat some big meals. So it's best to just have smaller meals throughout the entire day. Find lots of things that you can snack on. Like I had mentioned previously, for me, I love snacking on mixed nuts, Swiss cheese, healthy, high quality organic granola bars, stuff like that. Those are the best snacks you can consume in a pinch to make sure you don't lose any of that precious muscle you spent years building. But rest assured, you can absolutely, positively integrate jogging into your routine. In fact, I recommend you do so because then you won't have to worry about cutting anymore. I think one of the hardest parts about being a bodybuilder is going on those extended cuts, preparing for shows, or just trying to get lean for the summer season when you want to take your shirt off and look good. It's hard because when you bulk all winter, you gain a bunch of body fat, then you got to go on these extended 2 to 3 month cuts. And those can be truly mentally challenging when you're cutting your carbohydrates so low and you start to get moody and it starts to affect your personal life, and that sucks. So rather than doing that, just integrate jogging into your ritual 1 to 2 days per week. And then you don't have to worry about cutting anymore. And you can eat whatever you want. And that's the best part. I would eat whatever I wanted. Anything, anytime, baby. I'm serious. And I got to the point where, like I had mentioned previously, I had to consume 7,000 calories a day. I would get out of the gym, and as soon as I got out of the gym, I'd go over to Chipotle. And then as soon as I got done with Chipotle, I'd go over to Starbucks. I'd grab me an espresso, mozzarella tomato, spinach feta. I would even get me a lemon loaf, whatever it took. Then I would get home, slam emails, do some college, talk to clients, bang out business, do all my online stuff, have another meal. I'd already be prepping something. And then when I'm cooking that meal, I'm cooking something for later on in the evening. And then I'll snack on something while I'm doing more business. I have my late night treats. And I'll tell you what, being able to eat whatever you want throughout the entire day feels so good. The freedom is invigorating because nothing sucks more than craving something and not being able to eat it. Well, no more. You can crave and eat whatever you want if you integrate jogging into your ritual, guaranteed. Especially if you do it to the extent of which I did, integrating 4 to 5 jogs per week and gradually increasing your distance. That's the best part, when you go on those long runs and you get that crazy runner's high and you just feel depleted and starved, and then you eat. Food is just heavenly. Food tastes better, smells better, looks better. I can't even begin to explain to you how much I've loved food these last few months on this ritual. I swear to God, I love eating now. But aside from eating and assuring you that weightlifters, powerlifters, bodybuilders can absolutely jog if trying to build muscle, I recommend that you integrate this into your routine, because one thing that a lot of bodybuilders or powerlifters tend to neglect long term is their heart. They stop doing any kind of cardiovascular training because they're afraid of losing muscle mass. They just don't know the facts. They don't know the science. You're not gonna lose muscle mass. And if I was able to run 300 miles in 60 days and not lose any strength or muscle mass, just pure body fat, then if you just run 1 to 2 days per week, I can 100% promise you, you're not going to sacrifice any muscle mass whatsoever, and you're only gonna positively impact your body. And let me explain why. A, you're gonna benefit your heart, your cardiovascular health for long-term positive lifestyles, which is very important. Longevity is more important than gains, if you want my honest opinion. Now, with that being said, we love making gains. This is going to enhance your gains, because when you go over these long distance runs, your blood is pumping, your veins are vasodilating, they're expanding, they're transporting blood all over your body. So then when you get in the gym and you lift weights, it's that much easier to get a pump. I found that through long distance jogging, my body's blood transport became more efficient. It was able to transport blood to various muscles required in order to support those long distance jogs. I'm sure most of you out there who have jogged religiously know exactly what I'm talking about. So then when I would get in the gym and I would pump, even if it was biceps, whatever, I would get the craziest pumps, especially if I got my carbohydrates in the day before and I stayed on top of my macronutrients. The blood vasodilation is insane when you start jogging, because your body's transporting blood more efficiently. It's getting used to pumping your blood, and your heart's actually working. So when you get your heart working and your heart gets healthy, it can transport blood to those muscles you're pumping, and boom, bam, you feel like $1 million in the gym. Nothing beats a mean pump in the gym, in my personal opinion. You feel like an absolute monster. Shoop, 2, shoop, 3, shoop, 4, shoop, 5, shoop, shoop, hop. So bodybuilders, weightlifters, powerlifters can absolutely 110% jog every single day. Okay, now martial artists. Oh my goodness. One of the things that I noticed about this ritual, more so than anything else, was my heart health. I got to the point where I would sprint up hills and my heart wouldn't skip a beat. My cardiovascular got that efficient. I would spar with people for 10 5-minute rounds at ease. I'm not exaggerating. Long distance jogging with a lot of elevation integrated into your lifestyle is probably one of the best forms of cardiovascular training you can possibly do. Constantly progressing, just like anything else in life. If you start with 3 to 4 miles, after a few days you want to bump it up to maybe 3 or 4.5 miles. And then you want to bump it up to 5, 6, 7, 8. or a half mile per week, half mile every 3 days, however much you feel like you can truly handle over time. You want to keep bumping it up, bumping it up, bumping it up, until you get to the point of which you're satisfied with the distance of which you're traveling and the calories of which you're consuming. You don't want to jog to the extent of going 15 to 20 miles if you're someone that can only consume 2,500 calories a day, because then you're just going to get really lanky, skinny, and that doesn't look good. In my personal opinion, you don't want to get to the extent of looking like a skeleton. That defeats the whole purpose of jogging. You jog not only to look good, but to feel good. You want to take care of your health, but you also want to be confident in yourself. One of the most important parts of your physique is confidence in your being, confidence in how you look. Are you confident in how you look ultimately? So when you go on these jogs, make sure you're justifying those jogs with the appropriate amount of calories. I can't stress to you the importance of dieting when it comes to this ritual, when it comes to integrating jogging into your routine. Consume as many calories as it requires. And if you don't know how many calories you require, I highly recommend you check out a video on my YouTube called Macros, the Ultimate Fitness Guide. It will guide you to determining exactly how many calories you require to either maintain, gain muscle, lose weight, whatever it takes. Okay, so make sure that if you integrate this routine in your lifestyle and you start jogging on a daily basis, you consume the calories required no matter what. And in doing so, this routine will change your life dramatically. And for martial artists, if you're preparing for a fight, you can't go wrong with this. You're going to get in the octagon, you're going to get ready to compete, and you're going to be like, whoa, my heart's not skipping a beat. And to the extent of not getting nervous, when you jog and your heart's racing, you're desensitizing your nerves, you're desensitizing your heart rate. You feel calm in stressful situations. It's mind-blowing. Like, you will literally have a hard time getting your heart to pound. You're always going to be calm as a cucumber. It's crazy, it's wild. And when you're as calm as a cucumber, a patient man always wins. Never forget this. Now, how did this affect my mentality? Ooh, man, I can't wait to talk about this. I'm really excited to discuss how it affected my mentality. I want to tell you a little story really quickly first. So, oh my goodness, this was mind-blowing and scary. Scary to say the least. So I went for a jog, 13 miles that day. I had gotten so used to doing this every single day of the week that I actually got into this robotic flow, to the extent of forgetting where I was 70% of the time. The miles would go by so fast, I didn't even know I was jogging. And this one time I had a cup of coffee, espresso, right before I jogged. I swear to God, the most mind-boggling thing happened. I started my jog, suddenly I was done. I went into like some kind of autopilot, robotic mode, and I forgot I was jogging. I didn't even have music on. And I typically jog the same route every single day, no matter what. So I got so used to that route that it was just, it automatically happened. And it was truly a surreal experience. It was like meditation. Oh my goodness, it was mind-boggling. I can't explain it. It was almost as if like my mind went to sleep and my body took care of business. It was wild. My focus and flow was so intense that I actually meditated and passed out during my run. Think about that. I can't explain it to you, but I finished the run at the same spot that I would typically finish my 13-mile run. I was standing there like, whoa, what just happened? It was crazy. It was one of the most surreal experiences I've ever had in my life, and I'm so thankful for having done so. I'll be completely honest with you. It's an experience that I will cherish for the rest of my life. It was truly a unique experience, and I think it was a true form of meditation, a deep meditation, Zen state that I've always wanted to experience through meditation, especially when I used to do yoga and meditation back in the day, but I was never good enough to actually achieve it. Well, I achieved it running, and I'm happy to report that my mentality is not only stronger having done so, but throughout this ritual of jogging 300 miles in 60 days, I've learned patience. On the days of which I didn't get into autopilot mode that we just discussed, I had to jog and be patient for 13 miles. I had to calm my mind and soul and stay focused and motivated for these long runs, especially after I had already done business, emails, orders. I had 3 college classes, and I'm in grad school trying to bang college out currently. And, you know, emailing clients, just having long, busy evenings of just sitting there on the computer trying to bang out as much as possible, and then going to the gym, and then doing martial arts, and then teaching clients MMA privately, doing all that, and then trying to squeeze in that jog to accomplish this New Year's resolution, of which I accomplished and I'm really proud of. Having done so taught me patience. Getting out there and being patient. Now, if you can be patient for 13 miles of jogging and keep yourself motivated and focused, in life, everything else is easy. If you're waiting online at the grocery store, you don't get impatient anymore. If you're in the car and you're stuck at a stoplight for too long, you don't get impatient. You don't get road rage. Things don't aggravate you. You're also suppressing your testosterone because you're doing so much. You're calm as a cucumber all day. So it truly positively impacted and benefited my lifestyle so much more than I can possibly explain. I was able to get into this meditative state. I'm calmer having jogged that many miles. I'm a patient man. I got leaner. I mean, the list just keeps piling up. The positives outweigh the very few cons or negatives, and I'm going to discuss in just a moment. And there are a few, especially if you're someone like me who does so much physically. Now, that's the next thing I want to talk about. What happens when you do too much? Your body will start to deteriorate. And that's what happened to me. Granted, I didn't lose strength. I made sure I continued building strength in the gym. And I made sure that I didn't lose any muscle mass. But with that being said, for the first time in 10 years, my joints started to pay the price. Especially on days that I would do MMA for 2 hours and then the jog the 13 miles. Oh my goodness, those days were brutal. My ankles would hurt. My knees would hurt. My elbows would hurt. I mean, I'm serious when I say my joints, tendons, ligaments primarily suffered. In that, I wasn't getting enough sleep or rest. In that, I have a lot of other personal objectives aside from just fitness. You know, like I said previously, I do go to school full time. I run multiple businesses online, and I'm always trying to juggle all my businesses and juggle all my clients and try to bang everything out in a scheduled, orderly fashion appropriately, but at the same time, in between squeezing in all these fitness obligations that I require in my life. So the hardest part for me was, throughout doing all this, the biggest con that I had to deal with was my joints started to deteriorate. So if you're going to integrate jogging into your lifestyle, the one thing I will say is don't do it as much as I did, especially if you already do a lot of other things. You definitely don't want to start paying the price with your ankles, your knees, your ligaments, your tendons, your joints. It's a lot of wear and tear, to the extent of my left knee actually started to get really sore, and it affected leg days. It really, truly did. Granted, I didn't lose any strength. Like I said, I could still kill legs, and I would calf press even more than ever. But it definitely took its toll, and it was rough on my knees. So if you're going to do this, I recommend splitting your runs up, or jogs rather. Jog Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or even better, Monday, Thursday, Sunday. 3 days per week is optimal. I mean, you seriously can't go wrong jogging 3 days per week. That is the best case scenario. That's probably what I'm going to do. I don't think I can ever go without jogging again, to be completely honest. And it takes building yourself up to those long distance jogs to truly understand the positive impacts. And those positive impacts are just so beneficial. They truly outweigh those few negatives that you'll only ever experience through overly obsessing over jogging. And you can get obsessed. Believe it or not, jogging is like a drug. When you get really good at it and you start to get those crazy highs, and you start learning how to flow with those jogs, and you get that runner's high, and your endorphins are skyrocketing, and you feel really positive. It's like taking a shot of adrenaline. You feel so good and so great after you're done jogging, and it lasts for like 24 hours. And then once it starts to taper off, you want to get back out there and jog again so that you can feel that good. And it's like this cycle of wanting to feel that good constantly. It's mind-blowing. So, overall, this has been a truly amazing experience. 300 miles in 60 days. This is definitely on my bucket list. I've been wanting to do this video for so long. I highly recommend you guys integrate jogging. You can't go wrong. You know, long distance jogging, you know, even 3 miles a few days per week will benefit you. Build up. Don't go out there and expect to run 3 to 5 miles on your first session. You know, build yourself up. Start with 1, build up to 2, build up to 3. And if you're someone trying to build muscle mass, make sure you're efficiently tracking your calories. Your macronutrients are so important. If you don't track your calories, you're going to lose a lot of weight. And I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I lost a lot of body fat. I got so lean for the first time in years that I could take my shirt off while I was in the gym training and just lift weights. I would sit there killing it with my shirt off, completely shredded. And the crazy thing was, I noticed that the one spot that I gained fat is around my lower waist. Right around my waist where my core is. That's the last spot that my body ever wants to burn fat. Now, for the first time in 8 years, I have no body fat on my lower waist. If I walk around with a tight shirt on, you can see my abs popping through my shirt. That was one of my goals, and I'm so happy to have accomplished that. And even Danielle noticed, you know, when my clothes would be off, all these crazy veins all over my core and my lower waist and on my inside of my legs, just fucking veins from jogging so much all over and then lifting weights. It's crazy. And when you start to see those results and you start to get feedback from other people, your confidence goes through the roof. And it's just amazing. I've talked for too long. I think this is like a 30-minute video already. Honestly, I wanted to talk for an hour. I have so much more that I want to discuss, but I feel like 30 minutes is long enough. Oh my God, what an amazing experience. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will answer any and all questions as efficiently as possible. Yes, you can jog every single day if you're a bodybuilder. Just track your calories. Yes, you should jog every single day if you're a martial artist. It will enhance every aspect of martial arts competition, guaranteed, especially long distance jogging. You need to track your calories. I can't stress the importance of tracking your macronutrients. If you notice, a lot of runners are really lanky and skinny. Those guys that jog every single day are extremely lanky and skinny, which is cool. I am not degrading those kind of people whatsoever. In fact, I admire you for how much you jog. Seriously, I hope to be like you one day, but buff. And that's the secret. This video is specifically for people that want to stay big, stay strong, stay muscular, and jog that much. Can you do it? Yes. Is it expensive? Hell yes. Is it hard? Oh yeah. But you can do it if you set your mind to it. And if you don't want to jog to the extent of getting out there and logging miles every day, you can totally squeeze in a few jogs per week, and your body is positively going to be impacted by this. I mean, you can't go wrong. You seriously cannot go wrong jogging 2 to 3 days per week. It's only going to positively benefit you. Now, if you bump it up to more than 3, 4, 5, depending on how much you already do, it could negatively impact your joints. It affected my knees ultimately, like I discussed previously, but that's primarily because I do a lot of martial arts, and I'm always training at a very high level with 100% balls to the wall, full bore effort every time I get in the gym, no matter what. That's just how I roll. If I'm in the gym, I kill it. So I hope this video supports at least one person out there. If I can benefit at least one person, I'm a happy camper. If I can benefit just one person on YouTube that sees this and starts jogging, then I did my job. I accomplished my goal having done so. But with that being said, I really hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. As always, putting my body on the line to show you guys how easy it is to get fit, or rather, how easy it is to decide to get fit, and how much effort it really requires to stay fit and to stay in these ritualistic states of motivation where you can keep getting out there and killing it and ultimately positively impacting your body, your mentality, your lifestyle, so we can live longer, healthier, happier lives. My channel isn't always about just getting big, getting deadly, getting fast. It's about being the best version of yourself. And that's what life's all about. Being the best possible version of yourself. Being the happiest, the strongest, the fastest, the healthiest. It's all about a little bit of everything. That's balance in life. Balance is key. A little bit of everything goes a long way. So have a blessed day. Happy jogging. Once again, leave your comments below. I will personally answer all of them. If you want me to shoot a video specifically regarding any topics, I'm totally down. So have a blessed day. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to chatting with you guys and gals soon. All right, later.